beaten. Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Adielle, and I'm happy to have you here. This is a new channel that I've opened just out of obedience. I'm a Christian, and on this channel, we have mostly faith talks and mostly the good side, the good and the bad, the yeah, you understand. I mean, I hope you are understanding what I am trying to say. It's not that Christianity is bad, but let's confront what didn't work on or what worked, but on the spectrum of our experiences. I will be sharing my experiences, and I will be happy eventually to have some of you share your experience with me, because I believe we do not have the same experience, we do not learn the same thing at the same time, and it can spare someone time today to know what to do and what not to do, what to expect and what not to expect, and how to navigate life as a Christian in this century, because we hear so much things. And today we have influencer, Christian influencer, we have pastor that are really going viral every time, so those teachings and so on may be too much, maybe overwhelming, or you may be just picking when you have to stay at a point and receive all the teaching that were intended for you in order to grow. So how I came to Christ, this is where I will start. How I came to Christ. I come from a Christian family, so I have a Christian background, but it was like I won't say the normal church because I'm francophone. Don't ask me why I choose to make this podcast in English, but yeah, maybe someday I would tell you, but it's not that difficult. I don't live in Cameroon and I don't live in France. I live in Germany. So in order for my Christian German friends and my other international friends who do not speak French or who do not speak German, I guess most of them speak English, so that's why I'm trying to do my podcast now in English. That's the simplest explanation, and that's all the explanation I have. And let's say maybe it's also a way for me to grow in speaking more confidently in English, because brothers and sisters, I am for the world. Like, I am international. I cannot be just speaking to like French people or German people. Like, even if I came to Germany, that just made it international enough, and I know so much people around the world. So let's come back to the stories. Let me not just yeah, I like to speak. First thing you can know about me, that's one fact. It's not even a random fact. I love to speak. So my story, I came to Germany in 2010, and I started with studying and so on. Back then, I was living my normal life of a young person who knows about God, who thinks whatever she's doing it for the glory of God. So that's how I was. And that I was that kind of a, let's not say a student. It was not about the a student. I was just a model child. That is not even the truth, because model child looks different than me. I was just a normal person, and everyone around me, like, everyone was saying they are Christians. But the way they were living, I was like, what the Bible says. Yes, I did read the Bible back then, and what I was taught at home. Both were on the same side, Bible reading and the teaching at home, and then the rest was the other side. Why do they say they are Christian but they are fornicating, they are lying, and they are doing all such things that are prohibited in the Bible? Is it possible that you can be Christian and do such things? Yo, that's what was going in my mind. So I was sure, you know I was like, hey, their life is interesting. Oh, what if God is not going to punish us? And that my parent or my aunt or the people that raised me were just trying to keep me, from enjoying life. Ah, the devil is a liar. Oh. I believed in it until I stepped in the lifestyle of having boyfriends, fornication, and so on. Yeah, hold on a bit. At this point, I will not tell all of my story today, so don't worry. I will try to give you as much details as possible. But on this episode, it's just the beginning. How I came to Christ. That's the story in itself. So that was the lifestyle. But at some point, I was not. I was uneasy in my flesh. I was uneasy with myself. I was like, something is wrong. And I knew the lifestyle was wrong. Deep inside, I knew it was wrong. So I started my quest of God. It was not as if someone really came and preached directly to me. I was surrounded with people on one side who knew Christ and were living for Christ, and the other side, people that said they were Christian, but they were not living as Christian as we ought to be, to live according to the Bible. So I was a bit, I didn't know which direction to go. So, but for me, I had my inner self. I really wanted to be at peace with myself, knowing the way I choose is the right way. So I knew definitely the lifestyle I've started to live was not good. And there's this one thing my aunt used to tell me. She told me this, and it sticked with me. Like, the devil won't fight you if he knows you are on his side. Oh, that is the thing that made me. I was afraid. Yes, I was. I was like, what if I'm going to hell? Like, I'm going to finish in hell. Oh, if I don't, maybe the devil is not fighting me because he knows I'm on his side. Oh, I don't want to be on his side. Yes, I was afraid of hell. I don't like hell. I can tell you right now. Me, I'm made for paradise. I hope you also are made for paradise. Anyway, so that's the thing. I started thinking. This is what got me thinking. Back in the days, even before I accepted Christ, I already had those, fighting in my dreams, sleep apnea, like someone was trying to choke me to death. I was running and pursuing people in my dream. Don't ask me who I was pursuing. Don't ask me who I was running from. I just know I was jumping fences. Yes, in plural. And I had such fights in my dream that I will wake up and and feel pain where I was like maybe beaten or something happened. Yeah. So to that extent, and at some point I didn't have that anymore. For me it was normal. It was a normal thing growing up. No one taught me about like fighting in the spirit. I just, what is this? I didn't know more about that. I just knew the spiritual realm is real, but I didn't know more than that. About the babalao, the sorcerer, and the witch and the wizard, and I knew about all that. So I was really trying to preserve myself in some way. I didn't want to go on that side. So that's how I started seeking God for myself. I was not reading the Bible to seek God. I even stopped reading Bible. I stopped praying because back, even though I didn't have a relationship with Christ, I used to read the Bible and I used to pray because that's how I was brought up. I understood a part of it. So I knew I wanted God, or I knew I wanted the truth. And for me, it was a truth seeking journey that led me at the end to Christ, because at some point I was like, God, is it not that the Muslims, the Buddhists, and the Christian, they are serving the same God, it's just a different name. Oh, that's how God made me understand it's not the same way. You cannot go and be a Muslim and tell me you are serving me. You cannot go and be a Buddhist. You have to be a Christian. And so that's how became no, that's not how I became Christian. So one of my friend I was studying with invited me to his church. He told me it was a young church, it was really dynamic, and so I was going to like it because I was going to a evangelical church in the area, and it was it was lame, sorry for the word, but it was really, it was, I felt drained every time I went there and came out. I felt really drained. I was like, how can I go to church and I come back, it as if I left one part of myself at that church. So I stopped going there. So he told me about his church, so I went there once, and I said I'm not going there anymore for no reason. And when he asked me about how was the preacher, I mean, he was asking about the message, but I told him about the physical appearance of the preacher because I thought the pastor who became later on my pastor was really cute. Yeah, it was just appreciation. In no case was I attracted to him or had a crush on him. I just really appreciated him. Like, he was the center of the attention the day he was preaching. What are you trying to tell me? Like, yeah, he will often remind me of that. That's the first thing I I saw. It's not the first thing. It's the thing that stick with me. Do you say stick? Stuck. Yes, it's the first thing that stuck with me. So, but later on, I went back to my stuff. I mean, I wasn't attracted to the church. I don't know how the preaching was that day. I don't know if it was that interesting. It was nice, but I was not sure it was what I was looking. I was looking for God. I was not looking for a nice preacher. But we were studying together, and then maybe 6 months, many months later, I woke up one day, we were studying, and I just told him, let's go to church tomorrow. It's as if God had worked in my heart. He had prepared everything, everything for me to come to that point that I took the decision. And that's how I came to Christ, and I never looked back. I mean, the first time I went to that church, I came back and I was not convinced of anything. I spent months battling with myself, battling with the lifestyle I was trying to quit for maybe already 1 year. And then it took that one day that I said, okay, it's time to go to church. I don't know what I was thinking that day. I just remember I told him tomorrow we were studying. I think we were revising maths. He was helping me because I had some issue with mathematics. Yeah, yeah. So we went to church, and that's how I accepted Christ some months later. The preach the message that got me was John 4, Jesus and the lady and the woman at the well. And I'll try to tell you more of it on the next episode. Stay tuned to know why. If you have read the Bible at least once or many times, you know that the woman at the well had at least, I mean, she had 7 husbands, and then Jesus was telling her about being the being the water of life, the source of life, and so on, and that she will be better off, yes, believing in him and so on. Than, yeah. So that stuck with me, and I'll go in more detail on the next episode. So, thank you for watching until now. Make sure to subscribe, to like, and to leave a comment. Ask your question because, like I said on this podcast, I will try to do as much as possible. I will try to give you as much details as possible so that we know how it is. So stay tuned, share with everyone around you, and see you on the next episode.